So we are playing with engines again today.
All right, so we've got the C30. We want to build into a Ram truck. The objective today, let's see if this engine can start. At the moment, it seems impossible, as it's pretty much stuck. Doesn't really want to budge. So we're going to do our trick with ATF and acetone first of all, and pray she comes loose in the next couple of days. So she's not going to run most probably today, but in a couple of days. And I'll source, I think I've got a carburetor, otherwise I'll source one. Like you can see, pretty much standard alt straight 6, probably a 292 or a 250. 250 being 4.1 and the 292 being a 4.9. So let's get cracking from there. Let's start with the spark plugs. Luckily, if this thing don't run, I've got a V8 I can just mount up to a gearbox. So it's not really a train smash, but I prefer to get it running with a 6-cylinder, as it should be a bit better. Phew, look at that plug. Well, it's got rust in the cylinder, most definitely. Okay, next cylinder. I wonder how the valves is, because this was open for how long? I can't even tell you how long this motor's been standing. Where I got the truck from, they couldn't even tell me. Another adventure. Okay, this one's nice and clean. So cylinder 1 should have rust in it. Yeah, you can actually see if you look down the spark plug hole, all the rust in cylinder 1. Yeah, no, that's pretty bad. You can actually just see it from the top, so it's full of water as well. If I look into it there, I'll probably climb inside this thing as it's so big.
So we have to stand on my toes to video record it.
Okay, the cylinder also has some crud in it. Jump inside.
No, you're part of the engine.
A lot of issues. I might pull this engine. Let's see if I can get it unstuck. It seemed to budge a small amount, but it's pretty much, this cylinder is good, so it's 2 cylinders stuck. I wonder if the valves are going to be good. I hope so. Well, the things I get myself into. Well, this one actually has sand in it. Probably been sitting without the carburetor and intake also for a long time. Well, we'll see. It would be a successful video if I get it running, otherwise it wouldn't be. I'll put a V8 and I'll eat it. Alright. Wow. Also got rust on that one. I'll just see if I can see down the cylinder. Oh no, that doesn't look good. Actually, wet inside. And dusty. Man, this thing's been through hell and back. Alright. Let me see something on the distributor side. That's also still locked up. I'm gonna open here as well. But a little later, let me get something down the engine. I must probably drain the oil then. If there's water inside the cylinders, I can bet you there's water inside the sump. Probably bypass some rings, if we've got rings left in this motor. It's gonna be a fun one. Alright, let's see. What's this? Bit of oil, bit of water. Alright, let me just see what's inside this vehicle's sump. Oh, okay. That's never a good sign. At least I don't see too much rust. Just water. I wonder how that actually got in. There's a bit of oil. Well, it's been standing a while. I still don't see a rust, so we might be good on the bottom set. Let's leave that a couple of business days just to drain. I go and get my ATF mixture of acetone. Right, we've got our mixture of acetone, ATF and diesel. Let's see. Let me fill up these cylinders to the brim. Oh, this thing's got big cylinders, might be a 292. Sounds like it. Sounds like when you flush a toilet and it runs down the toilet. Oh, the rings are so short, I'm hearing it falling into a sump. Alright, let me fill up this everyone bit by bit. I'll get back to you on that. Alright, while I'm at it, and you can see all this has been filled to the brim, we quickly take off this distributor cap and see the points. Alright, I don't have points. I've got some funny this rotor top deal here. What did they do? Oh man. Okay. Just get this off. So the button got broken and they made a plan. Okay, ingenuity, I guess. I'll have to get another one. And points in a condenser, which I see is also not around here. Okay, not an issue. Let me get out here. Right, I guess that should be where the points are. Oh, luckily there's a peak, because I can't turn the motor yet. There's a peak I can use to at least set the gap. Where's my screwdriver? It is at the back. Just use this just to get the screws in. I'll adjust it with a feeler gauge just now. Don't really need one. For fine tuning, I'll set it with a feeler gauge. It's not too loose. Just turn this a bit. Perfect about for me. I hope this works. Scaled it off another engine. Hopefully it works. If not, we won't have spark, that's all. Right, so we've got that. This rotor button actually off a 3-litre straight 6, one of those Opel Commodore engines. You just clean these points here, but I guess that should work. And let me quickly just lay a wire in here to the points that can run from the distributor side and clean this gap as well. Alright, a considerable amount of time has passed. Some broken tools, bent pipes, but we finally managed to get the engine free. And it has actually turned quite well. I do hope it's got compression. I wired everything up so long, I'm just going to put my booster on and everything else on a battery that I need to, and let's whirl over and hopefully the thunder starts. I also have to prime that fuel pump still to make the fuel maker happen work. Right. Everything else are wired. Let's pray for the best. Right. Let me just prime this thing quickly. Hopefully this thing fires off. I can call it quits. Okay, after a couple of tries, we changed the firing order around because I might be 180 out. And let's try again. Hopefully she fires off. I did put oil in her again. She's got fire. Got fire. Okay, I see problem number 2. Right, except the carburetor flooding, we've got a air leak right on the base. Man, this carb is done for. Should fire. Alright, so timing should be 100%. Alright, we grabbed the carburetor of one of our other project vehicles, so we can just get this to start. That other carb needs a kit desperately. So this carb at least I know works. Quickly fire it off. Probably have to check valves as well. Seems like there we've got a valve or two that's stuck. Let's see. The engine has probably stood a long time, and yes, it did have moisture in it, so that explains if there's valves and stuff stuck as well. I do agree. It's just I don't feel like doing all that. I thought it's gonna be easy. Get it loose, get it started type deal. But yeah, probably has more in store. Reminds me of a one day. We were busy trying to start a Scania 460, the old V8 types, at the shop where I used to work. I used to work for a trucking company as well. Used to fix lorries. And when a Scania runs out of diesel, to bleed that thing is hectic, especially the 460s. It's another pain, you wouldn't believe. Anyway, so we had a chap there, working there, and he had a 5-liter petrol can, trying to start this thing to bleed it. And this thing had hanging valves. I never knew a diesel can backfire like that. But anyway, backfired. Caught almost the whole shop on fire, and everybody was running around for fire extinguishers. And the fire extinguishers that were there were empty. That was an interesting day. Alright, let's try and start it. If not, we'll take a tappet cover off quickly. Hey. Where is this thing leaking? Would have sworn I saw petrol coming out. Let's see. Best. Okay, seems to be hitting, but firing might be out now. Let me quickly see. I should have taken a tappet cover off, shouldn't I have? Okay. Okay, 1.5. 5, 3, 3, 3, 2, 4. Remember 2, and then 4, 4. Huh. Right, let's try again. Hopefully something positive happens. Almost. Almost. Let's see. Alright, there you got it. Our 6-cylinder for our C30 runs. It's got a slight misfire. I'll sort that out, that's not an issue. And I'll sort out the carburetor. Engine itself sounds quite good. Hopefully the rings came back to life. I expected more smoke with all that ATF and stuff in the cylinders, but yes. Thank you for watching, everybody. Peace out.